If you want people to stay warm toward you, respect you, and enjoy being around you even after 80, there are a few habits that quietly push others away without you ever realizing it. Most older adults don't notice these behaviors because they feel harmless or even justified. But science and human psychology tell a very different story. Fixing just one of them can noticeably change how people respond to you within weeks. As we age, social tolerance actually decreases on both sides. Research in social psychology shows that people become more sensitive to emotional tone, repeated behaviors, and perceived negativity as they grow older. This means small habits that were once overlooked can suddenly feel heavy to others. The good news is that awareness alone already puts you ahead of most people. 1. Repeating complaints without realizing how often you do it. This is the fastest way people emotionally distance themselves, even if they still act polite. Studies on emotional contagion show that repeated, negative talk, especially about health, pain, or how bad things are now, literally transfers stress to the listener's nervous system. Over time, people begin to associate your presence with mental fatigue, not because they don't care, but because their brain is trying to protect itself. The advanced fix isn't never complain. That's unrealistic. Instead, use a simple ratio backed by behavioral research. For every complaint, add one neutral observation or one grounded statement. For example, after mentioning knee pain, calmly add, "But the walk outside still felt good." Today, this tiny balance reduces the emotional load by nearly half. According to communication studies, and people unconsciously feel safer staying engaged with you. Try a small experiment today. Notice your body when you complain. Do your shoulders tighten? Does your breath shorten? Now notice what happens when you add a neutral or appreciative sentence. Feel the difference in your chest and throat. Others feel that shift too, even if they can't explain it. Do's: correcting people too quickly, even when you're right. Many older adults don't realize how often they interrupt stories with corrections, details, or "that's not exactly how it happened." Cognitive aging research shows that as experience increases, the brain becomes faster at pattern recognition and faster at judgment. The intention is usually accuracy or helping, but the impact often feels like dismissal. Here's the advanced adjustment most people skip. Wait 3 full seconds before correcting anyone. Those 3 seconds allow the other person's emotional center to feel heard first. Neuroscience studies show this pause significantly increases perceived warmth and trust, even if you still correct the fact afterward. Imagine sitting at a table listening instead of jumping in. Feel your jaw relax, your tongue rest, your breath slow. When you finally speak, your words land softer and people lean in instead of pulling away. Albert Einstein once said, "Any fool can know." The point is to understand. Understanding, especially in later years, is what keeps relationships alive. We'll continue with more habits that quietly change how people feel around you and how to reverse them gently and effectively in the next part. Another important habit to look at is how your presence feels to others. Not what you say, but the emotional space you create when you enter a room. 3. Carrying unspoken tension in your body and voice. After 80, people become extremely sensitive to emotional signals. Studies in gerontology and nonverbal communication show that tone of voice, facial tightness, and posture influence how others feel more than words themselves. Many older adults unknowingly carry years of stress in their shoulders, jaw, and breathing. Others may sense this as irritation, impatience, or emotional heaviness, even when none is intended. The advanced microhack here is surprisingly simple and science-backed. Before social interaction, do 1 slow nasal breath in for 4 seconds and exhale for 6. This longer exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, softening facial muscles and vocal tone within seconds. People subconsciously feel more at ease around you. Notice how your shoulders drop slightly, how your voice warms, how your eyes soften. This is not about pretending to be happy, it's about releasing tension that no longer serves you. 4. Talking more about the past than the present. Sharing memories is healthy, but research on social connection shows that when conversations stay stuck in, back then, listeners, especially younger family members, begin to feel emotionally disconnected, they may quietly assume you're no longer interested in the present world. Even if that's not true, the subtle upgrade is to link past wisdom to current life. Instead of only saying, "In my time, things were better," try adding, "One thing that still works today is..." This small shift keeps your stories relevant and inviting rather than distancing. Picture yourself sharing a memory while also acknowledging today's world. Feel the curiosity in the room change. People don't dislike age, they dislike feeling excluded from the conversation. 5. Resisting small changes because "this is how I am." This habit quietly damages respect more than anything else. Psychological flexibility, the ability to adapt slightly, has been strongly linked to better social bonds and even longer lifespan in older adults. When people sense rigidity, they stop engaging deeply because they assume nothing will land. This doesn't mean changing your values. It means staying adjustable in small ways. Try one micro-flex a week: a new walking route, a different chair at the table, listening without responding immediately. These tiny adaptations signal openness, and openness invites connection. As you sit with this idea, notice your breath slow and your chest feel lighter. Change doesn't shrink you. It keeps you visible and respected. If there's one gentle truth to remember, it's this: people don't secretly dislike age. They pull away from emotional weight, tension and rigidity. Adjust just a few of these habits, and over time, you'll notice warmer conversations, longer visits, and a quieter sense of belonging returning to your days.